This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
Well, as we know, the West Test is live and free on Channel 7 and 7 Plus from 9:30am today. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. You should see the names that are going to be calling the game now. We've got Matty Hayden, James Brayshaw, Mel McLaughlin this year. Aaron Finch joins the commentary team. But the number one guy in town, of course, is the great Justin Langer.
Oh, wait, I've heard of him. He works at Aldi, doesn't he?
JL, hello.
Dudes, where have you been all my life?
Where have you been? Don't you start with us.
Yeah.
We ask to talk to you every
mate.
single week. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. I can't believe it. I'm actually been going cold turkey, not speaking
No,
to you guys.
mate, we've been trying to get to you, but your entourage makes it really
Yes.
hard. We get close, we get nearly
whatever.
through Turtle, but we can't get through the rest of
We
it.
basically get to the border of Florida, but we can't cross the city beach, mate.
Yeah, no way. How are you going, guys?
Hey, how are you
you?
going? Because I believe it was somebody's birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Oh, yeah. It was what a day. I was in an AGM all morning, and then I had board meetings all day, and then, it was a hell of a birthday yesterday. Thanks for asking.
But you know what, though? This is good, though, because this is a time for you to look at your life and go, wait there, look at my age and look what I've done and be really proud of yourself. Look at you. Are you where you wanted to be? Are you where you wanted to be? That's it.
Oh, I couldn't be happier.
That's
and literally, today, and I literally couldn't be happier, and today is the first day of the West Test, and it's my favourite. I do a few things throughout the year now, and my favourite job is commentating for 7 of the Test matches. I'm with my best mates. I talk about cricket and I get paid for it. I mean, it's the best gig in the world. It's almost a better gig than you guys have got.
Well, yeah, I love the fact when you're sitting next to Ricky Ponting in particular, and some of the other guys as well,
Yes.
by the way, but you're sharing stories and enjoy. You
Matty
actually can
Hayden.
see the
But
enjoyment you have.
Do you? Because Shaun just told me a story off air then that people will never hear. And the amount of stories that I've got from Shaun about his time at the AFL that are just ready to go, but you can't say them. But yet, I sometimes he accidentally slips into a story on air and then has to stop himself. Do you have to do that as well? Do you have to remember, because you are with friends, not to get too loose and remember that people are listening on these microphones and stuff?
Yeah, regularly, and we do. But that said, we're always told to be as conversational as we possibly can. So, but you do have to be a little careful, especially when I get with Haydos and Punter
Yes.
and Brayshaw. Like, you know, it's like we're sitting in the pub talking cricket to each other. So,
Yeah.
but it is so much fun. And you should see Optus today. Optus looks unbelievable.
Thank you.
And the Indians obviously have been quiet, so they've been very, very quiet. They've sort of bunkered down.
Yeah,
You know,
no
let the
warm-up
cricket leaders
matches. What do you
talking.
reckon about that?
Oh, yeah, well, I think they're under pressure. I was actually in Calcutta for 5 days this week, and you just sense that they are under real pressure. They got beaten by New Zealand at home 3-0, which is literally unheard of.
It is,
Yes.
yeah.
It's like North Melbourne beating Brisbane Lions this year in the grand final. Like
Yeah.
you can't get your head around it. So they're under massive pressure. They've got a new coach. Coley's going to have to lift. It's setting itself up for an awesome day of cricket.
I thought you were going to go with the West Coast Eagles beating Sydney or something like that, JL, just to throw that one.
We've done that. We've done
I was
that.
actually gonna go for-
Where were you in
I was gonna go for
2006?
the Dockers beating West Coast, but
Hey, JL, as perhaps arguably the greatest opening Australian batsman of all time, how are we feeling about the Nathan McSweeney selection? What were your thoughts on that whole thing?
Well, he'll know he's alive today. He would have woken up this morning. You know, he's had all the fanfare. He's got his baggy green cap, and he's all happy.
His
And
granddad's
then he
come
wakes up
over.
and goes, yeah, Granddad, they're all here. I mean, it'll be an amazing time. But then the dream becomes a reality. He's going to walk out at Optus Stadium against Bumrah, who's the best bowler in the world. He will know he's alive. But they tell me he's a great kid. He's the one who put his hand up with the runs. It's always nice to go into a debut with some form on your side. And so, look, we need to be patient with him. Hopefully he gets 100 first up, but he's going to know he's alive today.
Yeah, it's interesting because he's not a West Australian straight away, and there was some competitiveness.
Yes.
We know where we were throwing
There's a lot
our
of
weight
chatter about
originally.
it, yeah.
But now he's in the Australian team. I know every West Australian will be right behind him. JL, take us back to your first ever at bat for Australia as an opener and who you faced.
I've told this story, and there's no way I've got time to tell this story on air. But the first ball, I was batting with David Boone.
Solid
my
start.
hero,
Okay.
David Boone. Alan Border was my captain, who I just saw when I got to Optus.
Yep.
and the first ball I've had is a guy called Ian Bishop. Now, Ian Bishop is a 6'11" Trinidadian.
Yes.
And for those, Nathan, mate, you would have loved him.
I know.
6'11",
Hey, Shaun just showed me why.
Milk coffee colour skin, sparkling brown eyes, crop black hair, built like Adonis.
Yes.
But 6'11". He's running into bolting. I've got Desmond Haynes at silly mid-on, Keith Arthur at silly mid-off, Curtly Ambrose at leg slip, and they're all sledging the bejesus out of me. And Ian Bishop runs in like Usain Bolt, delivers the first ball to me, and hits me in the back of the helmet.
Oh, in the back of the helmet. Were you doing the Nathan Morris pirouette?
How did you get in the back of the helmet?
Well, because I turned my head because I didn't see the flipping thing, and then it hits me in the back of the helmet. David Boone walks down, puts his arm around me, and I could still smell the Benson and Hedges and PK on his breath.
Yes.
And he's going, "Oh, mate, Sonny, okay, you better retire hurt." I nearly fell off. The toughest bloke in the world wants me to retire hurt. First ball of my Test career. So let's hope Nathan McSweeney smacks it for 4 and keeps his eye on the ball. But whoever's playing today, like I say, the adrenaline's going to be pumping, and they know they're going to be alive.
Well, I'm just worried about Nathan because maybe then Nathan will come out and him will do a full pirouette.
Yeah, that's right.
But that might keep him alive.
But Shaun never thought about getting the ball in the back of my head.
No, that's absolutely right. Oh, it's going to be absolutely fantastic, JL. The next
great conditions.
5 days. Hopefully, there'll be a great crowd there. And when the Indian supporters come out, which we've seen throughout the media coverage as well, they provide a great atmosphere. It's going to be awesome.
Well, it'll feel like often, and you'll see it this summer, often it's going to feel like it's an away crowd. There'll be so many Indian supporters here. No one loves cricket more than Indians. There'll be a huge crowd here. It's going to be fun. I've got to say it. Get on this 7 Plus app because you can literally watch it at work. You can watch it all day.
It's a great idea.
It goes with you.
Awesome.
It's like having, like Susanna Carr and Rick Arden in your pocket. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's right. Get Rick Arden in your pocket and, mate, you're laughing.
Who wouldn't want that? We love your work, JL, and happy birthday for yesterday.
Yeah, happy birthday. Hope the girls absolutely treat you like a king.
Yeah, you're doing really well, by the way, in your career and your life.
And don't be strangers. Don't be strangers.
Amy,
Madonna.
Amy, come here.
Amy, get on the microphone. How many times have we tried to get a hold of JL?
No, I'm not throwing him under the bus.
Okay, what about the week that I got into his roof space and I was waiting to get him in his house to get an interview and you're like, Nathan, get out there. The pink bats are poisonous. And that was a week.
Don't you be a stranger, JL. Love your work, mate.
Right, guys.
Peace out.
Have a great day.
Shaun Sport in podcast form.
Day 2 of the AFL draft period took place yesterday. You would have been able to see it on Fox Sports. I watched every moment of it. Got to see a few local guys get taken, which is really fantastic, particularly when you know their parents.
So whose parents did you know?
So Tony and Sam Urquhart, shout out to them this morning.
Luke Urquhart,
Luke Urquhart taken by North Melbourne, our good friend Mick Ablett's old team. And I'll just do a shout out to Matthew Carr, of course, and Leith. Their son Jaron has joined the Fremantle Dockers. But Mickey Ablett, who joined us yesterday, is going to run us through all the West Australians who got picked up. How are you, Mick?
Good, Shaun. Morning, guys. How are you?
Yeah,
good, Mick. This is this part I get interested in because Shaun just goes that sport all the time. But this part's the part I love because I see the kids at home with their parents,
families, and stuff,
and their mates all around them.
And then was there not a story of the two brothers that were now playing for different teams?
They're twins. Yeah.
It's just that's cool. It's like watching when all the kids went to Hogwarts for the first time in those boats.
Is that how you feel, Michael?
It's brilliant, isn't it, Nathan? We had everything in this draft. We had F-bombs, we had John Longmuir, the coach of the Fremantle Dockers, and we had twins going left, right, centre between the Whitlocks and the Camporellis.
See the Weasleys?
Yes.
It had absolutely everything.
Yeah, the Camporellis, that was a good throwback.
So two father-sons, basically, which is amazing.
I played a lot against his father for a long, long time, and to see the two boys stay and play for Carlton, I kind of think about myself in that respect. That's just an amazing family thing.
Is there going to be, in the future, now with AFLW, is there a mother-son rule?
It's mother-son.
There would be.
Mother-son. So if the mother's playing, and then the son and daughter, but
I would think so. But there's a father-daughter. So well, there you go, Mick. Do you know that if there's a ruling?
Look, who knows? Anything's possible, isn't it? I mean, we're trying to get away as much as possible from compromised drafts between, academy bids and NGA prospects and the like. We're going to have Tasmania coming in soon, but who knows? You might be onto something there, Nathan, and you might actually get a call from the AFL because they do have a tendency to change rules.
But how good is it?
Very regularly.
I would be all about seeing the first mother-son pick.
I've got no doubt it'll happen. Now, Mick, from the West Coast Eagles' point of view, they picked up a guy called Job Shanahan. I don't know nothing about these guys. Luca Greco, Hamish Davis is a young guy from Claremont, so I know a bit about him, and Tom Gross. Of course, we spoke about Bo Allen yesterday, but can we, for West Coast supporters, can we get a rundown on some of those blokes they got yesterday?
Yeah, absolutely. And look, the thing I'll say this about West Coast, and it wasn't something I was in favour of when they traded out pick 3 during that period. But they have had an amazing draft, and we could sit here if they had a missed Bo Allen, and I think we'd all be going, geez, what a disaster. They give up pick 3, missed WA's best talent.
Yes.
The way the cards have fallen, they've actually had one of the better drafts of all 18 clubs. And, you know, you speak about Job Shanahan. He was touted as a late teen type pick and expected to go in the first round. So to get him at pick 30, I thought was just remarkable. That's after Bo Allen sliding to pick 16. And, you know, and then Tom Gross, another one that was rated highly. He's a really clever user of the ball, midfield type, can get forward and hit the scoreboard. You got Luca Grego, who's a mid sort of half-back type that's got really good lateral movement, very, very good one-on-one. And then Hamish Davis, who, you know, I had the pleasure of seeing firsthand this year, and I've got a bit of involvement at the Subiaco Footy Club. He did an absolute number on us, kick 3 against us. Sorry, I thanked him for that on air last night. We've had nightmares about it since. But, to get him at pick 65 and full credit to the West Coast Eagles who continue to invest in their own backyard. I think he's going to have an impact pretty early in his career at West Coast.
So the ones that didn't get picked now,
there's a rookie draft that's going to take place today, and they get the opportunity to, and then the rest of them, their dreams are crushed, Nathan.
No, but are they? Or then they go, okay, another year. They're going to make the
they can play well in the waffle.
Let's keep another year,
another couple of years, and there's pre-season drafts that take place and mid-season drafts that take place as well. From a Fremantle perspective, they just got the... I've already talked about Jaron Carr, who was playing at South Fremantle, and of course his dad I played a lot of footy with, and you know all about that, Mick. But the other one is Charlie Nichols. Can you tell me a bit about him joining Freo?
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I think it's amazing, isn't it, the way people view things. I thought with the limited hand that they had, I thought Fremantle had a really good couple of days. I mean, Murphy Reid, we spoke yesterday, guys, his footy IQ's off the chart.
Yeah.
Jaron Carr, he had genuine interest and commitment from the Brisbane Lions during the mid-season draft. Fremantle got word of that. He chose not to nominate, so it was very, very clever by David Walls and the crew at Fremantle Dockers. They got him through to the national draft and got their man. But Charlie Nichols, he's a tall forward. He's a fella out of Central Districts in South Australia. I really, really enjoy this kid's work and his ability to just absorb contact in the contest and still take contested marks. Kicked 22 goals in 11 games at Colts level. And, you know, he's going to have the opportunity to develop behind Josh Tracy and Jai Amos. So the Fremantle Dockers, I think, cast a bit of an eye to the future there, which they can because their list's in such a good position. I thought it was very, very smart by them. And I look forward to what's coming for the Purple Army in the next couple of years. They're ready to go, and if they're going to have a crack at a premiership, the time's now.
So when this sort of reminds me of when someone lives out in a property and then they get one chance, every 6 months to go to the shops and then bring back everything they need, right? And then go check the list. Okay, we want that. Yeah. Is every year, is there rucks? Is there like rucks, that really tall people that you're going to...
Well, Mick was just talking about Joe Shanahan,
spider,
and Charlie Nichols are both really tall guys, and they're getting taller and taller. There are rucks, Nate, and getting back to your point of making a shopping list and going to the shops. The problem is when you're going to the shops and you've got your shopping list, then
somebody else gets there
there's only one butter.
That's right. There's one butter.
A tall butter. Yeah.
So you might have to wait.
Yeah. So there's 5 or so. Is that how many giants we get a year? How many rucks do we get a year? How many is there to choose from? The tallies. Do you know?
It's interesting too, guys. I think you go to shopping list. I mean, Nate, you might like Tim Tams, and I might go and get a packet of mint slice.
Well, to be honest, I'd probably take Tim. You'd take Tam.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, look, and it is. It just comes down to each club, you know, where they rate players, what they need. And
It's interesting.
the All-Australian ruckman, and the one that we all expected to go first, Alex Dodson, who gave up a contract offer from the Adelaide 36ers in the NBL. He didn't go until pick 53.
Yeah, right.
But his head's sticking out. Like, it's like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a tendency to let these guys develop at other clubs and then pick
they're
them off a
unco.
little bit later. But fantastic that he got his opportunity last night.
Hey, Mick, you just next year when you're doing the analyst, you'll be able to use some of the shopping list stuff and the butter and all the rest of it. Throw
Write
that
it
into the
down.
mix. And I'm not sure about the mint slice, by the way. I just thought that was
I
a
don't mind
bit.
a mint slice. Yeah, it's all right.
That's every chance to get a run next year, guys, and that will be front of mind. I'll have Tim Tams on the mind, and whether it's Tim or Tam, Nate, I'll be thinking of you.
We'll invoice you accordingly,
I'm
Mick.
not a mint slice person either. In my mind, it was either you had to choose a lane, mint slice or the golden rough. In my head. Yeah.
That's it.
As
There's
opposed to the
nothing
golden
else.
snitch, was a
And I
completely
went
other
for the
thing.
golden rough.
Love your work, Mick.
Good on you,
Thank
Mick. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Mick.
Now you can get some sleep.
Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.